Recording in progress.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the pod.
Welcome back. I have always every time we record, I'm like, oh, do we need to create an intro or is we just go off vibes?
Just the vibes right
Like,
now.
welcome back to Are We in Agreement?
Eagle
Yeah,
gunshots, cannons.
gunshots.
You know those like radio, fake radios where they're like, "Welcome back to X 32.7," and it's like, oh, with like eagles and like starts playing songs over each other, and then they're like, you don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I got you. Yeah.
The fake ones.
Mm-hmm. I have just one agree disagree, but it's a good one.
Oh yeah.
Um, okay. Here is I didn't fully write out the statement, so I'm going off. Okay. Putting a uncovered sandwich into the fridge is a worse offense than putting bare bread on bare counter. Agree, disagree.
Let me think about it for a second. Okay, okay,
Okay,
okay.
are you ready? 3, 2, 1. What?
Counter could be is so nasty, bro.
No, it's clean.
Sometimes it's clean. Oftentimes it's nasty,
No,
bro.
if I feel anything on the counter, the bread doesn't go down.
I think most of the time when you put stuff on the counter, it's a clean counter. But like when my archetype of putting breads on counters is Opa, and he'll cut raw fish and then slap a piece of bread down on that same counter. I'm like, what are you doing?
So I bring this up because I often like if I'm making a sandwich, like, and I know I'm not gonna need a plate or something with the sandwich, like I'll just no need to dirty a plate or waste a paper towel or something. I'll just put the bread straight down on the counter. However, I will look for something else to put it on. Like if there's a jar of peanut butter, I'll put it on the lid of the jar of the peanut butter. Or like so like it's not my go-to, but like I will just put bread or things on the counter. I think I draw the line at bread though. Like if I wouldn't put a slice of cheese on the counter.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Or like but okay, actually I don't draw the line at bread because like I will put other things, but I think they
What
have
else
to
do you
be
put on the
dry.
counter?
I think they have to be dry.
Would you put
Like
a piece of cake on the counter?
no, that's wet.
Even your cake that's like real dense?
No, if there was no frosting and I had just a little piece of it, I would do that.
Hmm.
But like if there's something that's gonna stick, like I'd put a granola bar on the counter. I would not put um like or I'd put like a cracker on the counter.
What about a crispy bacon?
I'd put that on the counter.
What about a soggy bacon?
Mm, Oh well, like
It's not crispy, but it's not covered in juices that it's gonna dirty the
mm,
counter.
well then
But it's like not crispy.
nothing will get on the counter.
I mean, other than like regular, like just like minimal damage from the bacon.
I don't. That would probably be a case by case basis.
Hmm.
But like things that are wet or that will like stick to the counter or get on the counter, I won't do.
But this is for things that would dirty the counter, not things that would get on your food that you would then eat.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But also like uh or like I thought of cheese because if I put a piece of cheese on the counter and there happens to be like a crumb or something on the counter, that would stick to the piece of cheese. Whereas if I put a piece of bread, like I could just wipe that crumb off.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
put it's the counter's clean when I'm putting stuff on it. I asked this question because semi recently we saw our sister pull out a fully made sandwich from the fridge just on a plate, like uncovered, nothing.
Although I did say no, the uncovered sandwich is still an offense.
She took
That's
it
still
out,
crazy.
took a bite of it, and then put it back in the fridge.
Just like on a plate.
That's crazy.
It's one thing to have a fully formed sandwich on a plate in the fridge, but it's another thing to take that complete sandwich, take one bite out of it, put it back on that plate uncovered, and put it back in the fridge. That is crazy.
It was diabolical. And she didn't Becca and I looked at each other and we like as if to say what the heck is going on right now? And she didn't even
We weren't even in the same room. We were just looking at her.
No, we were.
Wasn't this at her house?
Yeah.
Oh,
We were all in the kitchen. Um but Becca and it clocked each other and we were like
mhm.
telepathically told each other like this is absolute madness and what's happening. And Tama didn't even see a problem with what was happening.
I told you she wasn't there yesterday, and it was just me and Todd. Or no, maybe it was before she left. I don't know. It was him and some of his friends. They had like a very long conversation about day old food, about how certain foods they think get better when you leave it out, or if it's like
Leave
older.
it out or just day old?
Day old,
That's
I guess.
different.
There were some things that they were like, "Oh yeah, leave it out." Some things were like, "No, put it in the fridge." I'm thinking I couldn't think of a single food that I would enjoy more after it's been in the fridge 24 hours than if it was pre-made. They were talking
Macarons.
specific macarons.
You're supposed to let it
Yeah, but
age. That's the
I
only thing I
mean
can think
something
of.
that is served when it's ready, and then you
Yeah.
instead put it in the fridge and wait on it. Because he was at the time eating a burrito that was so wet and so manhandled that he had to eat it with a spoon.
No,
I feel like that's definitely not something that gets better after a day in the fridge.
no. The only thing I can think of are like things that are supposed to like age, like macarons, tiramisu, like mostly sweets that like get more flavor as they develop. But like
I bring this up because after a discussion, which I did not put in much input in this discussion, but three other people were talking. The number one item they said gets better after 24 hours in a fridge was a Subway sandwich. Eaten
no,
halfway or not eaten. And
no.
I said, that's kind of crazy.
Anything with bread is a
That's gonna
no.
get soggy and dry.
Yeah. I don't like to leave my Subway sandwiches out for like at all. Never.
There was one time in my mind, I bought a foot long because it was like, whatever it was like, what, $10 for a foot long, something like that. And I was like, perfect. I'll have 6 inches for lunch, 6 inches for dinner. And I like didn't like the idea of having the other half of the sandwich wait. So I just ate the whole foot long after I was like, I guess I'll just, like, I'm
Yeah.
eating dinner and lunch now.
That's a no-go. Um, yeah. Anyway.
So there's that segment. What we're actually talking about today is new movie. It's coming out, Zootopia,
Zootropolis too.
Zootropolis.
Have you seen all the promo? I think in the UK it's called Zootropolis too.
That's crazy.
And people
Why? Why?
people are like, wait a second, I could have sworn it was Zootopia. They're like, it's cause we're in the UK, it's Zootropolis. I'm like,
Yeah, but opiate, like that's
I
not.
don't know. Yeah, I didn't
That's a weird change to
because
make.
they don't have different names for every movie
No.
in the UK. So I wasn't clear on that, but I just thought it was funny. It's been in my feed
Zootropolis 2.
too.
And would you like me to
We
recap
we
or
pre-gamed
we did watch the
by
first one?
watching Zootopia.
Zootropolis Uno.
Mm-hmm. Um, which Zootopia is up there as one of like better Disney movies.
Okay.
Like, hmm, anyway, um, yeah, it's and I think a lot of and I think most people would say that. I don't know somebody who doesn't like Zootopia
I think the
well.
first one is really good, but in my mind, I like it less than how good it is because I'm like, I just dislike animal cities.
Sure, sure. I think you've said that this exact thing to me before, and I said, "What other
And I couldn't think of any
all
probably,
animal
but I'm like, I just dislike those,
movies are there?" The Lion King.
I guess. But it's like, it's not just animals, it's like animals being humans. I'm like, I'm not a fan of it as much. But Zootopia is pretty good. The first one is excellent. The second one, That's what we're here to talk about today.
Becca, let's get a rundown.
Here's a recap. It starts off with a flashback from the first movie, which striked me as odd. It's a bit weird.
Strike you as odd?
It's strikes me as odd,
Okay.
but because I'm like, what? This is like Disney doesn't put flashbacks in their movies at the beginning. I just thought it was weird. Anyway, we skip ahead.
Here's okay. I think the only reason they did that is because
They thought people wouldn't remember what happened in
no,
the
not
first one.
necessarily. It did come out a while ago, but this movie takes place a week after the first one ends. So like it really does just pick right back up where it ended, and I feel like they needed some quick exposition of being like Nick and Judy are partners. This is how it happened. They're partners. We're dealing with this to like move it into this moment, but like still feel like time has passed. I don't know
It
how I'm gonna
it
say that.
does feel like lots of time has passed, even though it hasn't,
Yeah.
and things directly correlate to things that have just happened.
Mhm.
But here, okay, they're partners. Nick and Judy, they're the only cops, tiny ones, and and it starts off with them getting assigned to watch uh uh a heist what is that called when you a stakeout, and instead they get involved and they mess it up, and although they catch the guy, they do cause a lot of damage, and they destroy a monument,
Statue.
a statue of the guy who invented Zootopia. And there's a new mayor. He is a horse. When he was first introduced, I thought I wouldn't like him, but I actually do like him as a character. Um, anyway, but so they get in trouble, and then uh the officer's head guy is like, if you guys mess up one more time, like I'll split you guys up. So don't mess with me. I'm assigning you guys pretty much like partners therapy. You guys are just gonna learn how to not be dysfunctional and listen to orders, and then you can be back on the team. And so they go to this thing, and it's like, how to be nice to each other and all this stuff, and they're like, screw this. Judy's like, we can't do this. We found some snakes, hair, snake skin, in the van. I got a new case. Let's go figure out what that is. 'Cause there ain't no snakes in Zootopia. That's a different city. Why would there be snakes in Zootopia? Anyway, and but Nick is like, just let's just go to the therapy and be done with it. Like we don't have to, like it's not the case. We can just do this and then we'll be back to where we started, and we don't have to risk messing everything up. He's like, yeah, but I don't care. So they go and they start looking for the snake, and the snake is tied to this book. There's a book that the guy who invented Zootopia, his grandfather wrote, and it's about how all the walls are to be built. Patent. Um, it's on display at a gala for the 100th anniversary of Zootopia. And she goes, I think the snake's gonna steal it, and they sneak in, and there's some fighting between Judy and Nick, and then they get caught, and the snake does in fact steal the book. But oh my gosh, but hey, the snake gets caught. The guys who are the bad guys in charge, not bad guys, the mayor who's in charge, who's of the city, whose great grandpa made the city, Lynx. What is her name? Just Lynx?
The Lynxies.
Lynxies? Whatever. They're Lynx, literally. And they he gets caught up in it, and he goes, Judy and Nick are helping the snake. We gotta kill them. Kill the snake. Get rid of this book. Jeez, what's going on? Judy decides she's gonna help the snake because he like was like, this is about my family, and she's like, I'll shoot his family though. They get chased out. They go to this conspiracy theorist lady looking for, well, they actually get picked up by the mobster first, but then they go to conspiracy theorist lady. She's like, hey, I know where the snakes are. They're in the swamp. Let's go to the swamp. They go to the swamp. There's some kerfuffles there. They get to the swamp. They go to the reptile lair, pad, bar. And they're like, what up, reptile man? Where the snakes at? And he's like, there's no snakes in this town, but that book is the cover is to be read by a snake. That's weird. Why would they make? Why would a lynx make a book for a snake to read? That's crazy. He's like, okay, so we gotta find this snake. The cops pull up. They're looking for Judy, Nick, and the snake because they stole the book, and also the guys in charge want them dead. They run out. I forget where they run to. Oh, the snake shows up. The snake shows up. He takes the book. They go down this. You know how like they shoot through the tubes. He goes down the tube. Oh no, you can't breathe in that tube. You ain't can't breathe water. Don't go down that tube. They go down the tube. Judy passes out. Nick opens the tunnel, gets out. Snake gets away. They run out in the middle of nowhere, mountains. The snake leaves a bag. In the bag, there is a matchbox as a picture of a flower. There's a goat who has a flower. They're like, obviously, it must be exactly where we accidentally ended up, was where exactly we were supposed to go. Let's go to the top of the mountain. Let's go find this snake hideout. And they have a fight because they're like, it's let's go skip town like the mobster wants us to, like he's offering. And Judy's like, no, this case is everything. This case is everything. Like, why don't you understand? And he's like, no, why don't you understand? Doesn't matter. They get into a fight again. They've been getting into fights the whole time. They're gonna get into fights the whole movie. Uh, they go to the top, and the snake is there, isn't it? I forget.
No, she
No,
sees all of the like.
the snake was there.
Yeah.
There's all this evidence that like the snake found out that the Lynx people were uh are expanding Tundra Town into the reptile place, or we're into the swamp now, so they can have more territory, and that will be bad because swamp people can't live in no snow. And that's just gonna make the Lynx richer, and so there's a conspiracy behind this. Hurry, let's grab the evidence. Grabs the evidence. Nick's like, let's get skedaddle. The cops are here. And she's like, no, give me 10 more minutes. And he's like, no, the cops are here. The cops burst in. Oh. And they're like, we're actually too different. Then the cops bust in. The cops get Nick, Snake, and Snake Helper grab Judy. She gets tranquilized, but they do grab her. Nick's in jail with all the people he put in jail, including Merriweather from the first movie. She's in her own cell that's like glass holes, and everyone else just has bars and stuff.
Crazy.
Crazy. Which, this is another thing that I'm like, it makes it seem like a long time, but she's been in jail for 1 week.
I'm glad we saw Merriweather again.
Yeah, she was in it quite a bit. But he's in jail. So is the Beaver. Beaver breaks him out of jail. Let's go get. Nick has a revelation. I actually like Judy. Let's go get Judy. Let's go find the snakes. How do we find the snakes? Okay, we go back to Judy. Judy with the snake. Snake helper. Link's littlest son. Oh my goodness, plot twist. He's helping him. Let's find this book. I don't know if this is exactly when it's revealed, but my great grandma made Zootopia and the Lynx stole it. So that's what happened. We gotta go find the original patent, which is somewhere in Snow Town, Tundra Town. How are we supposed to find it? Oh my gosh. There's a lighthouse right next to her house. The lighthouse, if it's covered in snow, we'll just turn it on and then we'll see where it's at, and then we can go there and dig up the patent, show everybody, and it'll be all be grand. They do a chase through Tundra Town, go through the cops are on their tail. Nick is like, where is Judy? He goes through the cops to find them. Now he's in there. He calls up Flash. He zooms there with Beaver Lady. Everybody's there. Now they're trying to get to inside the wall where the switch is to go turn on the lighthouse. That's it by the house. Nick gets stuck outside. He gets put inside. We're all good. Judy gets skip ahead a little bit. Oh my gosh, the Lynx that we thought was on our side, plot twist again. He's not. He's the bad guy. Actually, he has a snake venom little taser thingy. Stabs Judy. Oh my goodness! Tosses the snake out in the cold. Snakes can't do the cold, so he's stuck. Except for he's not actually stuck because he's like wiggles over to Judy and Judy warms him up and now he's fine. Mm, he goes and helps Nick. Oh my gosh, but he doesn't. Nick tosses him this anti venom from upstairs. Judy's fine. Judy, oh my gosh, we gotta go help Nick. Nick is he's in trouble, then he's not in trouble, and now the cops show up, and then let's go get the patent. I'm skipping ahead a little bit. This is like a good portion of time in the movie, but I'm just gonna skip it. We turn on the flashlight, the lighthouse. Let's go there. They get there, they see the lighthouse, and it's clearly covered in snow. I don't know how they get under the lighthouse, because I don't remember. But somehow they get under the lighthouse where the entire city is perfectly encased in ice. But that would have been a big problem if it wasn't. Anyway, they get out down there and pull up to Grandma Snake's house and Grandma Does Snake's house and to go find the patent. It's in the first thing they find, which is nice, and the cops show up immediately after. Oh my gosh. I forget what happens right after this. Uh, what happens right after this?
This is like the end. It's like
Yeah, yeah.
they they expose the links.
You've been exposed.
They get put in jail. Judy and Nick are heroes again, and snakes can come back to
Boom. They had
Zootopia.
Zootopia too.
Okay.
We just watched this movie.
What a retelling. What another beautiful recap by Becca. Um, I honestly don't have that many points because I thought it was a really good movie and I don't have anything to pick apart in it. And what can I just say other than it was a good movie and I liked it. I did not see both twists of what's his name? Paw something.
Something like that.
The links that was helping the snake and then wasn't helping the snake. I didn't see it coming that he was the guy both times.
I saw it the first time, but
I did
not the
think
second time.
he was one of the people I maybe thought it could be, but then when he was bad, I was.
We like, oh shoot. They
Oh.
go, did you say there's a plot twist? He goes, there is. There is a plot twist.
Yeah,
I can get you.
I think it was just as good as the first one. Um, we'll talk about ratings at the end, but a big point. I before we watched this thought based off the trailers that this one had the exact same plot as the first one. I would say after watching it, it does not. I'd say it's different plot, um, entirely. I like that each one is like it's a whodunit in like a kid-friendly way. Um, but also this one felt um so a big part of it is Judy and Nick's relationship in as their partners and their friendship and whatever. And at times I felt like, oh no, are they gonna be like turn this into a love story? And they didn't, which I was very glad that they didn't. It was purely just you are my friend and my person and I love you. That's it. Which is good. I really like that. And I'm one that kind of hates cheesy, sappy, like that kind of stuff, unless it is in a romance movie. If we're like in like a action-packed drama and then like
Friendship comes and saves the day.
yeah, friendship saves the day, I'm like, no, ew, I hate that. But this one was like, it had that like uh cheesy type feel of like Nick was gonna die to save Judy, and it wasn't too much for me. it was still like done in a good way, and I thought it was just the right amount and thrown at the right times that it actually added to the story instead of being like too sappy and overly annoying, to put it. Um, I don't, that's all I kind of really have. They do have another song by, is it Gazelle or
Cause
Giselle?
I think it's gazelle, cause she is
Gazelle.
a gazelle.
Yeah. That's why always get confused. They do have another song. Which one's better?
The first one's better.
You think Try Everything's better?
Yeah.
I thought so too, but then as I kept listening to it, I was like, this one's actually pretty good. This one's like a party
It's not
song.
bad. It's good.
Yeah. Um, I think I think that's all the notes I really wrote down.
That's crazy.
What do you have to say, Becca?
Um, I did think I was gonna hate it. I thought it was gonna be really bad. It was pretty good. I I will say I do like the first one better. I think the first one is simpler and more plot is more central to its themes, so it like conveys better.
Mm.
Um, but this one was good. I There was a lot going on, but I think they didn't do it like they did it pretty well. Uh, they had a lot of little clips and little like
Oh yeah,
things that I thought were really good.
there's a lot of like you could call them Easter eggs in this movie related to just things in general, pop culture, other Disney movies. I felt like there was more in this one than the first
Yeah.
one, which I really enjoyed.
There was a lot more puns in this one. I think there are. We just watched the first one, and I couldn't tell you if that there were very many puns in the first one, but there were a lot of them in this one.
Hmm. I'm glad that they brought back Merryweather, and I'm glad that they brought back Nick's friend. I don't know his name.
The Godfather dude.
No, not the Godfather. The like in the
Oh, the
first one, he's
baby.
the baby. Yeah, it's the baby.
Yeah.
What animal is that?
I don't know, Chihuahua with a big head.
He's not a
I have
chihuahua.
no idea what he is.
Anyway, um,
What could he be then? A type of fox?
yeah, I didn't think he was a fox. Um, anyway, you keep going while I figure that out.
Um, I I do like the first one better, but this one was still good. I think that there was a lot of I don't in the trailer. There was one thing that I was expecting not to like because in the trailer it looks like. Have you ever seen those videos where they'll take a movie or an animation or something that's at 24 frames per second, and they'll put it through some software to make it like 60 or 120 frames per second? Look how smooth, look how, oh my gosh, and it looks terrible, but people are like, oh my gosh, that's great because look how smooth. That's what the trailer looks like. So I was worried they were gonna do that to the whole movie, but there's only a handful of bits where it looks like that. So I don't think that's what that happened. I think there's just a handful of bits when their mouths move. I don't like that. They did not in the first movie. It's fine. In this movie, I'm like, I feel like they animated everything and then put lines over it, but that couldn't have how they did it. It couldn't have been how they did it.
Just to interject really quick, his name is Finnick. He is a fennec fox,
Finnick the Finnick Fox.
which is the smallest species of fox.
I
So,
see.
yeah.
I
Anyway,
see.
I
Uh,
like him.
yeah.
I laughed out loud when we were rewatching the first one when um when uh Judy hustles Nick and he's laughing and he goes, "She hustled you?" I don't know
You're
what about
laughing
that
out
line.
loud.
I don't know what about that line was so funny to me, but
That is a funny bit though, cause they're having a conversation over him and he's
mhm,
not visible, and then he
yeah.
just like
Yeah.
shows back up. They,
Anyway,
they,
so I haven't officially rated the first one.
me neither.
Um, so what I think whatever they are, they're gonna be rated the same. Is this one an 8 or is it a 7?
I think for you it's an 8.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
I think it might be. 'Cause what's a 7? I don't know if I've actually rated anything a 7. I know I've rated 6s and I've obviously rated 8s.
You
Um,
should check on your
that's what I'm gonna do right now.
on so Zootopia 2's graph, according to IMDb, Zootopia 2 is a solid 8 with very little room to move. It's a solid 8 movie according to the people. I
Uh,
think
and
I don't
I'm
know.
one of the people. That's
Yeah.
what I just said. It's, it's uh yeah. But can you look at your graph?
Hmm.
How do you do that?
The graph of all the things you've rated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you go to yours and you go to ratings.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. You go to. That's my graph.
I don't have a graph. I'm new to the IMDb game, guys. I'm new.
Badges. I don't have badges. What the heck is that?
I don't know.
Badges.
Oh, there we
There
go.
you go. My rating, it's like it's almost bell curve with the middle being 7 and very few nines and
Mhm.
tens, but it's like it's almost normal graph. Hannah's is very different.
Mine is uh I have one thing. Also, like I just said, I'm new to the IMDb game. I have not rated that many things. Um, most of them are eights. Then it's all between 6 and 10, really, with a 1, 3, and like two fives.
Pretty much equal ratings for 6, 7, and 9 though.
Uh-huh. So eight is the most, and then tens. But 10 because here's why. Because when I was like, I'm gonna start rating things on IMDb, I went in and found my favorite movies and rated them.
So it'll be
So,
skewed a little bit.
yeah.
I'm surprised. I don't know why it surprises me that mine has like a normal curve to it. I don't know why. It does. There is a considerably less uh nines than there are fives, even though the middle is 7. But still, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The people, they vote original Zootopia slightly better than Zootopia 2, um, which I would say is fine. For a sequel that came out almost 10 years later, it is surprisingly equal in goodness.
Yeah, the first one has a 7.7, or sorry, the first one has an 8 and this one has a 7.7. As of right now, it's still new. So ratings
Yeah, not
um
can't be trusted.
can and probably will change. But that is our
Oh, the last thing I want to add is when I saw the first Zootopia, I didn't know who Jason Bateman was. So
oh.
his voice was Nick.
Mm.
This movie, I definitely know who he is, and all I could hear was him, like it wasn't Nick, it was Jason Bateman saying everything.
I felt that just with the koala at the end. You know who voices the
Oh,
koala?
yeah, I can't think of it off the top of my mind, but I did,
Robert Irwin
yeah.
voices the koala,
There were
and
a
I was
lot
just
of
like,
famous people, and I'm like,
it's
this is
Robert.
clearly that person.
Yeah, I love Jason Bateman, and I love Jennifer Goodwin. Um, anyway, I feel like Nick Wilde is the perfect character for Jason. Um, yeah, he's Nick. I kind of care less about Judy, but Nick Wilde is probably one of my favorite Disney characters.
Really, ever,
Hmm.
really.
I mean, I don't know where he would rank in the top whatever. Write that down, write that
Write
down.
that
We're
down.
doing that. Let me write that down.
That requires homework, man.
Yeah, well,
Catalog every Disney character.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Okay. Um, any last words?
Um, I did actually like the mayor quite a bit. I thought it wouldn't.
Oh, yeah, I thought I wouldn't like him too, but I didn't love him, but he was fine. And with that, we shall say ta-ta.
Ta ta.
Thanks for listening and goodbye.